Good morning members, happy Friday. For today's Functional Friday, we're going to take some exercises that we've done before in different workouts and bring them together. Unfortunately, I don't have a weight with me, so we're just going to use our imagination a little bit. I encourage you to use, I've heard one member in particular using paint cans for these workouts. I thank that member for his diligence in doing these workouts. You know who you are. I would start off with a front rack carry, so either front rack, so with the weight on your shoulder, hanging down by your side. Again, you can use a gallon of water, you can use a straight up dumbbell or kettlebell if you have that equipment available to you. You can walk for half a mile, or run half a mile if it's a light enough weight. After that, we're going to do front rack step up. So however you were carrying it beforehand, you're going to get it into a front rack position, so you're holding onto the handle or a piece of the weight you can grab, and the weight is largely resting on your forearm, bicep, and shoulder. From here, you're going to pick a step up, preferably 20 to 24 inches high. It can be less if you need it to be. You're going to step up, drive through the lead leg, stand all the way up, bring the non-stepping leg into triple flexion, and then step back down, okay? So you can do that 10 to 12 reps on each leg. After that, we're going to go into overhead presses, all right? So you're just going to go overhead press and back down, all right? Again, 10 to 12 each arm. And then we're going to go into front rack lunges, okay? So from there, you can get into that front rack position again. You're going to get into that front leg forward, the left leg forward, right leg is behind us, pushing into the lead heel, and pushing the foot away and down from us, okay? So what the front rack does is it works on our shoulder stability, so it's really easy to carry an object by our side, but it's a pretty good ability to have to stabilize something in that front rack position. Gives us a little bit more strength than just carrying it with an outstretched arm, and a little bit more stability than going overhead with it. If you want to modify any of these exercises, even a lunge, you can go ahead and throw that arm up instead of in the front rack and add another dimension of difficulty to it. I do not recommend you do that if you have shoulder injuries, okay? So anyway, we've done our first three. We're going to get back to the exercises. We're going to do a hip hinge row, okay? So you're going to hinge forward at the hips, pushing the hips back, stretching the hamstrings out, keeping a nice neutral spine from your head to the base of your hips. You're going to extend that arm down, and you're just going to row. Now, here you can see me rowing, and as I row, I'm extending the opposite arm down to accommodate more thoracic rotation, okay? That's up to you if you want to do that. That's how I like to do my rows, so I'm getting a nice rotation in there, even though my lumbar spine is very stable in that position. From there, you're going to do a deep squat. Okay, so you can then bring that weight up, hold it in a goblet position, or just cradle your arms around it if there's no handle. And you can just drop into a deep squat and stand up, okay? So after your squats, what you're going to then do is a deadlift, okay? Also known as a hip hinge, Romanian deadlift, there's many names. You're gonna get into that hip hinge position like you were about to do the rows again, and then just stand straight up and push your feet into the ground hard. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze your quads, squeeze your hamstrings, entire contraction of the lower body. And that brings us to 5 exercises. Again, I would recommend 10 to 12 reps for each exercise. And if it's a unilateral exercise, meaning one leg or one arm, do 10 per each side, okay? If you have any questions or you need ideas for modifications, progressions, regressions, or ideas for what to use for weights, feel free to drop me an email, joelbaker@philadelphiacc.net. And I'll see you around the club.